Hey you gamers, this is Canby StarCraft here again to give you, again, some excellent StarCraft 2 commentary on the best, only the best StarCraft replays. Today, I've got one for you between two of our best Korean players. IMyoda. Yes, that is incredible miracle. And it's a ZvT, because I know you guys can see the creep in the bottom right-hand corner. Our other player is oGsCezanne, the captain of the OGS team. I want to give you a little background here on both players, since we do see, there's not going to be any action for a while. Both players spawning in cross positions, and, I mean, unless you're, like, some crystal ball, I don't know, what's the word? I'm the fortune teller person. They're not going to be scouting at each other anytime soon. So, besides the supply depot not going to the wall off, so maybe we're going to see some racks in that area. Anyhow, give you a little background on both players. I want to, you know what? IMyoda's the better of the two in terms of like how cool his background is. So we'll start off with oGsCezanne, save the best for last. oGsCezanne, great player, the captain of the old generations team. He's been in Code for two separate GSL seasons, not this last season unfortunately, but both in January and in March for the GSL 4 and 5. He was in made it to Code round 8, round of 32. He did real good for himself until, both times he lost 0-2, but he's a great player. But he has, both times he's made it into the KOA tournaments, got knocked out 0-2 by Terran players. So I want to say Terran's not his best play. He's really good against Zerg, but we'll have to see. I love, you guys see this, like I'm grabbing the SCVs while we play here. That shows, I mean, my APM, I just spam all the time. I'm even going to spam my replays for you guys. So, hope it doesn't take you off. Alright, I'm kidding. I'll stop. Anyhow, we do see a hatchery, fast hatchery going down for oGsCezanne right now. And these scouts look like they're going to be meeting up with each other. I mean, this SCV, yep, they see each other. Oh. Anyhow, and let's take a look at IMyoda. Now, this is, I say, the best. I mean, I'm not talking about their caliber of skill or anything. This Marine is totally going to deny this scout, but he is going to be able to see this barracks. IMyoda, when he's just like a Cinderella story for every one of you players out there that are watching these replays, not just for entertainment, but in order to get better. When he started playing, he actually placed into Platinum. And I know, I mean, maybe not everybody's Platinum if you're watching this, but he has come, now he's a Grandmaster. And you don't see that too often, that a lot of guys placed into Platinum. And it wasn't even that he placed into Platinum. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, sometimes maybe they have fluke matches and they place into Platinum. No, not IMyoda. He placed into Platinum and stayed in Platinum for 4 months. He was in Platinum from September all the way until December when he finally made Diamond. And then he made Masters in January, but maybe something clicked with him. Wow, clicked with him. I'm not really sure. I haven't gotten to interview the player yet, but it's just that you spend 4 months in Platinum, and now he's rank, what, 60, 65, 68? I don't know, somewhere in the mid-60s range for Grandmasters, and he's just such an excellent player right now, and he hasn't always been that way. And it's so great to see players, make that transition into becoming some of the top players in the world. He's one of the top 400 players in the entire world right now, and he did not start off anywhere close to that. So, a little bit of a Cinderella story for our IMyoda here. And I really hope the best for both players in this matchup. This game was from the SK Gaming Championship, where they had some of the best players in the whole world participate in this thing. So this match, though, supposedly one of the best. Can't wait to cast the whole thing. So we do see, was that a third? Okay, third queen coming out from Cezanne right now, likely to try to get the creep spread going on. We're gonna see a lot of creep from Cezanne, and creep spread can be great because against like any type of blue flame Hellion harass, if you have a lot of creep spread, you I mean, even Hellions in general, but Hellions you can take out with enough speedlings. But we don't see a Roach Warren coming from them. And, Roaches don't do too well against Terran. And they use completely separate upgrades, so trying to make that transition from Zergling to Roach or something, your Roaches just aren't going to be as powerful. So it's great to get that creep spread growing, especially on a map like this, where it is huge because you cannot block off. There are no destructible rocks, you know, in this position right here. And so Blue Flame Hellions can just rip you apart by running back and forth between both bases. You know, unless you have like 14 queens going on, you know, they're going to do a ton of damage. Or unless you have roaches, but then you have to tech to roaches, and the upgrades aren't going to help them at all. So, and roaches are slow. And Blue Flame Hellions, they're not slow. They're like Kenyan runners racing against fat people compared to roaches. And roaches just don't do anything against Blue Flame Hellions on a map like this, unless you have this massive creep spread. And we don't see a roach warren coming from CzVT right now, so we just see a lot of saturation and Aspire, in fact. So, both players definitely gearing up for a macro game here. And wouldn't expect anything less. A big supply depot wall off. And, I mean, that's pretty susceptible to banelings. We do see this baneling nest finishing up, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by a baneling bust here, but Kim, a lot of Blue Flame Hellions from, probably should open the production tab here so that you guys and myself can see that he is researching Blue Flame Hellions. We do see Stim on the way right now, as well as Siege Tech being researched, so a big Marine Siege Tank ball is likely to ensue from IMyoda in the near future, and just managing to do a little bit of creep spread denial here. I would have really liked to see CzVT cancel that, but didn't happen. These Blue Flame Hellions gonna go around the back where there is no creep, so the Speedling's not gonna be as effective. He does see the health low on this destructible rocks pile here. But these Blue Flames not gonna be able to do too much. Try to come in this front door, and in all likelihood, let's see, yeah, was able to see that spine crawler, so he knows. I ain't getting in there. No way. But he is managing to roast another Spore Crawler, wow, Spore Crawler, Spine Crawler, let's just come up with all the wrong names for these things. Creep Tumor, how about? I am a Zerg player too, so that's like, I guess I talk plenty while I play. I don't even know why I'm messing that up. Anyhow, looking up here, lots of Marines, few tanks. More on the way, we do see this turret being built. Gonna be able to defend against those Mutalisks, which, I mean, he hasn't even seen yet. He hasn't even seen a lair tech. Pretty poor scouting from the Terran player, actually, I guess. Just anticipating, that Ling Bling Muta composition right now. But he is massing up a lot of tanks here and a lot of Marines. We do see 3 barracks with reactors. Likely did the research for Stim. Does he have combat shields? No. Just built one of those tech labs. Wanted to get right on Siege Tech. We do see, you know, only one left here is the 250. I can't decide between saying 250 millimeter or 250. Either way, these Mutalisks coming in now, and they're not going to be able to do much because of that missile turret, but look at that. Using the supply depot placement here in order to kill an SCV there. Yeah, 1 worker killed for CzVT. Great choice, great move by him. And another turret has to go down in this position now, and he's able to kill that SCV as well. This CV might go down, but no, it does survive with a measly 8 hit points. And it looks like these Mutalisks going to head out now. Going down the bottom left, likely. Yep, gonna see them loop around to the left-hand side. Trying to do some harass on this side, but 2 turrets on this base here, so not gonna be able to do what he has formerly done. And then an armory going down right now for the Terran player. Let's open the production tab again. And some Speedlings coming up in the front here, but a massive army moving out right now for Yoda. We do see them attack, walking down. He had it shift clicked up to a position, but he looks like he canceled it. Ling's running back home right now. 1 Speedling actually running to the Selnaga Tower, and that does allow him to see this impending push. Looking at CzVT's vision right now, he knows exactly what's coming. Medivacs means Marines. Likely, nope, they are not inside, but maybe he assumed that as he did not see these Marines here, so likely to see, yep, a lot of banelings on the way right now, and these spine crawlers going to move. Jesus, I am like having trouble saying, you know what it is, it's the mic reflecting back, but let's not talk about that right now because these siege tanks are wreaking havoc on CzVT's base, managing to move out most of the drones. 3 drones going down to these Blue Flame Hellions, but now they're going to get, yeah, these Blue Flames just deciding to shoot the spine crawler. A little bit of miss micro there from Yoda, but these banelings being loaded up into these overlords. he needs more Mutalisks. Yeah, we do see 9 Mutalisks on the way right now for CzVT. And with these Overlords, and wow, what is that, 14 Mutalisks right now for CzVT. He's really going to be able to make Yoda bring all of these Banelings out to defend against these Mutalisks, and these Overlords going to be super effective. Look, wow, even at the last second, pull the Overlords back. Here come the Banelings, going to be able to drop on all these Marines. There they go. Just buckets of slime spraying everywhere. Absolute destruction. And I think Yoda knows. Let's take a look. I'm curious. Yeah, he's, well, a drop going down right now on CzVT's 4th. That he was attempting to expand to, but these Mutalisks are really where the action is right now. All of these tanks are dead, and wow, Yoda knew not even gonna put any focus in trying to flee those tanks out of there just to these Hellions, but the Hellions do go down, and that 4th is going to be denied. These Marines gonna load back up in this dropship in a second. Perhaps not gonna be able to kill that, but these Mutalisks are likely not going to let that dropship escape, and here we do see the Mutalisk pulling out. They shouldn't have pulled out there. He might end up losing a Mutalisk now, but no, Speedling's coming in to save the day, and there goes that medevac. But we do see now both players, even on expansions, as IMyoda is able to secure his 3rd, and denying that 4th was really, really big for IMyoda. Zerg player does not want to be on an even number of bases with a Terran player. It's not as big of a deal when you're talking about 3 base. 1-to-1 is a huge problem. You know, 2-to-2 is a little bit smaller, 3-to-3 even more even. But we do see a little bit of pressure coming right now from CzVT. Nope, he's going to pull back. Does real. He's probably end up going to be poking up a little bit. Maybe a full-on push. I do see him morphing in some Banelings right now, and yes, with these Overlords that he has brought in for support, going to be able to make these Banelings a lot more effective. As we saw earlier, a massive Mutaball like that is so effective because it forces your, with Overlord drops, it forces your opponent to bring his Marines to defend his tanks, and then you simply drop your Overlords on his Marines. And here come a lot of Marines deciding that's not the position he wants to be in, doing a great job hiding those Overlords with the Mutalisks, and here come all the Overlords gonna be able to drop Banelings. Oh, they can't get the Marines, and one Overlord with 2 Banelings inside does get shot down. I'll talk about that in a minute, because we did see some Thor arrive, and the scan not able to do enough damage, but man, CzVT lost a lot of Mutalisks there. One comment I wanted to make a little bit earlier, I would have loved to see, aside from these additional expansions going down for CzVT right now, I would have loved to see a patch where if an Overlord is full of Banelings, that when you blow the Overlord up, like the Baneling goo just like has fallout all over all of the units beneath it. Maybe it should be reduced, you know, the concentration isn't as great as like if a Baneling blew up in my face as opposed to 40 meters up in the air, you know, it's not as much acid being spilled on me. But yeah, Banelings, when Banelings are loaded into Overlords and you explode an Overlord that is full of those Banelings, there should be some fallout. Some Baneling goo should fall on top of the Marines' heads. Maybe it's only gonna do 5 damage, maybe it's only gonna do 10, but it still should happen. That acid's going somewhere. It's not just being vaporized. It's not like you know, hit it with a Hellion or something and roasted all the slime and made it, you know, crusty slime that just fell as black specks. No, it is still green goo that is falling on your head. It also should be part of the animation, because it'd look awesome. Anyhow, a lot of drones being transited right here, and he's got to be careful. Make sure these aren't intercepted by these units, which are now going to be picking off some creep tumors, not allowing a creep highway to spread. Good move there by Yoda. And looking at the production tab, which we haven't really looked at much of this game. I'm normally like glued to it, like Elmer's glue. My face is like stuck. But these Marines gonna be able. Wow, did he see? I wonder if he saw those drones transiting. He had to have with the Xel'Naga tower. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, he'd probably be moving to this location. So these Marines gonna be able to do a lot of damage here. Oh, the spine crawler's coming too late. These Marines. Oh, so much damage. And a great move there by Yoda. Wait, he does see. He had to have seen. I don't know, because he definitely moved the direction that he was moving those units here. And these drones being transited back, are they gonna get picked off? Oh, just not seeing those drones. Gonna be killing some more creep tumors here, but infestors popping out a little too early with the pathogen glands not being done yet. But these Overlords are loaded with Banelings right now. And IMyoda just devastating the creep tumors, but here comes a huge push from, wow, Cezanne making a good move there, deciding to pull out. Lost a lot of speedlings, but managed to keep all his mutalisks intact, and instead pushing on this half of the army. I really like that decision.